So I don't know for sure how this will go. This is, to a certain extent, I won't say an experiment, but it's a different way of doing things. Everything we'll be doing...
It's a beta.
...will be through the viewpoint of Isaac.
Okay.
So... we'll have you do your review, and then we'll go into kind of the first thing, and basically...
I didn't actually write a review this time.
That's okay. Be nice to have you just kind of, even if you verbally give one, that would be interesting. My moves. And when I go through the first thing, you'll see how I'm going to go through it, and I think it'll make more sense to you. I don't want to explain. I want the first one to be kind of a surprise to you, so you can give a real reaction on what's going to happen. And I don't know for sure how long all of this will take. So I wanted to make sure we had enough time to kind of go through and figure it out. I don't know if we're going to need the television or not.
Okay.
I think most things we could probably do theater of the mind, but if we want to use it, we can turn it on. It might make sense for one thing later on. Beyond that, do you have any questions?
At the end, one of the things I'm curious about is, or I was thinking about today was, if you were going to record this and if other people were going to watch it?
Not until after the next session or two.
Okay. And if I would be doing a review after this session...
Yes.
I'm assuming then that would probably just...
Well,
I just assumed you're going to tell me what to do, so I'm not worried about it. But.
So I can make the video available just you. And I won't provide a written review until at least the end of the next session.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that way, I want everyone else to be surprised, and I want you to be able to, in some fashion, if it makes sense, also kind of deliver your own surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I don't think anyone is really knows what's going to be happening yet. So
I did not watch or read any of the other summaries for the sessions that I missed.
It's not a big deal, but it's probably good for you to kind of go into this one with the kind of more blank assumption of how it is. Let's get a little music going. Let's get tense music just in case. And because this is kind of not an experiment, but kind of new for all of us, obviously, if things aren't going quite right, we can, figure it out and talk our way through it.
Yeah.
But I have, when I said I had pages of notes, I meant I had pages of notes.
Yes.
Now that we have some good ambiance, would you like to do someone a review? You did die in the last session.
I did, and I was thinking about it.
You did die. There's no way around. You did die.
Oh, I'm fully accepting of that.
Dead.
Yeah. Which is very. I believed you the whole time, and so I've kind of been thinking about what does that actually mean narratively? So. I'm not really sure what to say for a summary though. I tried to think of it, but all I could think back was that I had the summary from before, which was like filled with all the dream stuff and how I was probably very much in my own head, or Isaac was in his own head a lot. But
Well, if you want, we don't have to. We can kind of skip your summary if that would make you feel better.
it might just this once.
All right. So Isaac is dead. Now, everything from here point forward, put yourself in Isaac's mind. Your eyes are closed. The first thing you notice is the gentle caress of the earth beneath you. It's cool and slightly damp, a soothing contrast to the warmth of the sun kissing your skin. The grass and petals yield slightly to the weight of your body, cradling you in their fragrant embrace. The air is filled with the sweet and delicate scent of blossoms that surround you. Each type of flower contributes its own unique fragrance to the bouquet that envelops you. There's the heady aroma of lavender, with its calming and herbalicious notes, mingling with the lighter honey scent of wild daisies. The air is punctuated by the zesty and invigorating fragrance of blooming citrus blossoms, adding a refreshing layer to the olfactory symphony. The feeling of the gentle breeze rustling through the field is a subtle caress on your skin, creating a soothing, rhythmic dance of the flowers above you. As you open your eyes, you can hear the soft whispers of the grasses and the occasional hum of insects going about their busy lives. Birds chirp in the distance, their melody songs becoming part of the natural orchestra. With your fingers, you reach out and touch the petals of the nearby flowers. They are velvety and delicate, cool to the touch. As you run your hands through the sea of blossoms, you feel a profound connection to the earth and the beauty of the natural world. You look at your hands. They are small and pinkish, the hands of a small child, a small human child. You hear a voice calling out to you, another child's voice, a young girl. You know her. Her name is just on the tip of your tongue. You cannot remember it. What would you like to do, Isaac?
Hello?
Get up, silly boy! Come on! We're here to play! And this young girl runs up to you as you're lying on the ground. Blonde girl. Maybe 5, 6 years old. Cute. You feel affection for her of some type. You don't know what it is. She holds her hand out to you.
Where are we?
We're in the field. You're the one who wanted to come out here. Come on, let's get up. We're here to play chase. Here, I made something for you. And from behind her back, she pulls out a bouquet of flowers, kind of made in a little ring. She places it on your head to match the one that she has on hers. Now we look alike.
I'd like to stand up and look around.
You're in this huge field of grass and flowers. You can see trees off at the distance. Far away, a couple miles at least, you maybe see the edges of a small town. Just you and this little girl in this open field by yourselves. She grabs your hands and come on, let's run. She's pulling you forward, causing you to kind of stumble forward. She's like, what's the matter?
I'll go with her.
She pulls you around, just running as fast as she can, holding your hand the entire time. She runs toward the forest. You can see hands just kind of brushing the flowers as they run by. You get closer to the forest and she turns around and pulls you back another direction.
Is this place familiar to me? Where are we going?
We're just playing. It's not time for dinner.
What are we playing?
Just chase. Well, we always play. What's wrong? You seem kind of weird today.
Who am I?
You're Claudius. You don't remember your name. Did you hit your head somewhere?
I think I may have.
Do we need to take you back home? Are you feeling okay? She puts her hand on your forehead. You seem all right. You're kind of scaring me. What's going on? Why are you trying to play a trick on me?
No trick.
Well, come on. We'll go to the creek and maybe get you some water or fresh water on you. You'll feel better. She starts pulling you away.
Okay, I'll go with her.
Eventually you're going through some bushes and whatnot and the edge of the forest. You come to looks like a small, not really a creek, more like a stream than anything else. She takes you to the edge, starts splashing water on you, laughing, and she's kind of just dancing on the edges of the water while trying to splash you a bit. She says, come on.
Where's Kieran?
Who's that?
He's my friend.
I don't know. I don't know anyone named that in the village.
What village?
The one over there. Come on, it's not dark yet. We can still play a little bit more before we have to run home.
Who are you?
I'm Catherine. We've known each other since we were babies. We're neighbors. You don't seem okay.
Did I go from like the scene in the inn straight to here?
I remember being stabbed into the head, and there was darkness. And then you're here.
I'm sorry, I don't think I feel well.
Oh,
I feel very strange, like I'm not myself.
all right, well, let's go back home. We can play at home.
Okay.
She grabs your hand. She starts pulling you toward the village. It's a small village. Not a lot of people here. You could estimate maybe just a couple hundred people. It's pretty small. You can see some pens with animals. You can see a little bit of farming. The center area. Doesn't seem to really be any other industry besides a little bit of rural stuff. She takes you to the center. People in town kind of wave as you guys go by, call out your names. There's no real store or anything that you see. But there's the occasional old person kind of sitting on the stoop and whatnot, smoking a pipe, waving at you. As you're going through, at some point, an old woman will come by and kind of hand Catherine a basket with some apples in it. And the woman goes, "Oh, out on another date, Catherine?" And Catherine's kind of, "Shh, don't say that." She takes the apples and, "I'll get Mom to make an apple pie. We'll share it with you." "Oh, that sounds great." She leads you to the edge of the village. It's a pair of houses, small wooden houses. There's no real road that you saw. I mean, it might have been the appearance of some stonework in the thing, but you didn't really look at it very closely. You're just kind of looking around. None of this is familiar. You've not seen. You don't remember these people. You don't remember this place. She takes you to the house. To the back door. She kind of swings it open. Goes, "Auntie, Auntie! Claude's acting kind of funny." And this mid-20s-year-old woman comes out. "Oh, what's wrong?" She kind of like starts checking you, like, "Oh, well, where are you hurt?"
I'm not hurt. I just feel odd.
Do you just want to lay down? Here. Come on, I'll take you to your room. She takes you to the back of the house. There's kind of walk through the kitchen. It's like a small living room. You can kind of see like a small dining room as you walk by. Looks like there's just 2 bedrooms in the house. She leads you to one, opens the door. It's a room. There's several vases full of flowers you recognize from the field. There's a dresser with little toy soldiers on top. There's a small bed, hand-woven comforter on top. Some quilt, little pictures of flowers on it. You see a kind of a umbrella stand there with a couple wooden swords standing in it. She kind of puts you up to the bed and kind of tucks you in and kind of, "It's all right. You just rest here." Catherine comes over and kind of pats you. "I hope you feel better soon. I'll come back later." And the 2 of them leave the room, closing the door behind them, with you tucked into the bed.
Do I get the sense that this is my house?
You've never been here before. You don't remember any of this. There's something about the girl's voice that nags at you, but that's it. None of the rest of it seems right. Or just, it's nothing you've experienced. You don't know.
Can I get out of bed and then go listen at the door? Do I hear any, like, people talking or anything?
You can kind of hear the faint voices of the Catherine and the woman kind of talking, and Catherine's telling her what happened and how when you began kind of acting funny, and she goes, "Oh, I've got this basket of apples. I promised, Grandmama that we would make her an apple pie." The woman goes, "Oh, I'll do that. Are you going to come by later?" I don't know. If he's not feeling well, I don't want to bother him. I'll come back tomorrow." Well, I know you care, but sometimes, I don't know, maybe he's just feeling funky. Maybe he smelled the wrong flower, ate the wrong mushroom. Who knows? He's a strong boy. All right, Auntie, I'll come back tomorrow. I'll tell him I'm going to miss him. You hear a door shut. And you hear kind of a woman humming from the other room, just kind of clanking of things, like she's doing something in the kitchen.
Do I have anything like with me, or is it just
you?
Clothes that I'm wearing?
Simple, handmade clothes. Nothing sophisticated.
Is there any like mirror or something that would reflect my face, like what I look like?
Not that you can see in here. I mean, there's a dresser. You can go through that, and this is full of clothes, and you'll find a bag full of kind of random stones and things.
And it glows my size.
Yeah, everything there is your size. From the small clothes to the socks, the shirts and pants. You can tell that you're probably 5 or 6 years old, similar to the girl. You guys were of a similar height, and assuming the adult woman was of average height. You've seen children before, and you can look at your hands and kind of compare it to other things, and that's what it would seem like.
Kieran, are you around? What is this place? Can I open the door and then go into the hallway?
Yeah. Reach up, get the doorknob, kind of push the door open. A little squeaks. You still hear the bustling in the kitchen. There's one other door in the hallway. It's slightly open. You saw when you walked by, it was another bedroom. Slightly larger than yours. A bigger bed in it.
I'll go into the kitchen.
Woman is there, cleaning a bunch of apples, and looks like she's about to make something. She turns and says, "Oh, are you feeling better already? Catherine already left."
I'm sorry, I'm just having a hard time understanding what has happened. What is this place?
This is your home.
I don't know who you are.
I'm your mother. It's kind of an odd game to be playing.
Where's Kieran?
Who's that?
Where is this place?
We're in Westbridge. You've lived here your entire life. Well, you're acting awfully weird. Maybe you should take a nap and maybe you'll feel better. We'll have some apple pie for dinner.
happened to me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All I remember is waking up in the field.
Oh, you and Catherine play there regularly. You're not allowed to really kind of go very far. I mean, there are wild animals from the forest.
What about everyone else? Where are they?
What are you talking about?
My friends.
Catherine is your friend you normally hang out with. I mean, you have a couple friends at the school, but there's not much. There aren't many young people here yet. This is a kind of newer village, so.
What about Vladimir or Fogo?
Are you making up new friends on your own? Are you feeling kind of lonely? Has Catherine been playing with you a bit too much? She's awfully sweet on you. You better be nice to her.
Is she cooking on the stove? What is she doing?
Well, it looks like she was kind of chopping up apples, and she was just kneading dough and stuff, and hasn't really started the cooking. You can feel a little bit of heat from the oven. She's kind of continuing on with the apple pie preparation. Well, I'm just kind of looking at you.
I want to use prestidigitation to try to make just a sound of a bell.
You have no magic. She kind of looks at you funny as you were kind of wiggling your fingers and stuff, and she's like, "Are you trying to pretend to be a wizard again? You and Catherine in your imagination. If you're not going to go back to bed, then you should just go out and play. I'm sure Catherine will find you, although she'll be awfully sad if you don't get her."
Where can I find her?
Right next door. She's lived. I mean, you and she were born on the same day, and you guys have been inseparable ever since then. She and her mother and I always like to joke that two of you will end up being married with a dozen kids in the future.
I don't remember any of this.
Well, you take your lack of memory, Mr. Wizard, there, and head out the door and come back before dark, and we'll have dinner ready. Your father should have hopefully been successful on the hunt.
My father?
Yeah, your father. He's the main hunter for the village.
Who was my father?
Kevin. Not that you call him that. You always call him Dad or Daddy. He's going to be awfully sad that you don't remember him. Although I guess you always were a mama's boy. She kind of shoos you out the back door.
I'll go out the back door.
You can hear the faint sound of kind of random singing in a girl's voice, kind of outside the house next door to you.
I will go over and knock on her door.
As you approach, you realize that the girl was kind of playing on the stoop and just kind of singing and spinning on her own. She goes, "Bud, are you feeling better now?"
I'm not sure.
Well, then maybe you should stay in bed?
What were we doing in the field?
Playing like we do almost every day.
Did something happen to me?
No, we chase each other and we lie down and make little arms and leg things and, braid flowers, and that's usually all we do. Go by the creek. Sometimes we'll try to fish there. We haven't managed to catch very much in the creek yet. But, maybe one day it'll be larger. We're not allowed to go in the forest because we're too young. We can't stay in the village much because they chase us out because we're children. There's not much to do. We make up games. We play house. You still won't eat my mud pies.
Well, who would eat a mud pie?
You did last year. Took a lot of convincing. Then you chased me around the field for almost 10 minutes. You made me eat the mud pie too. You haven't made mud pie since then.
You'll have to forgive me if I don't remember this.
Is this a new game you've made up? Is this... I don't know anyone. I don't know you, Claude. Where am I? Where is this place? Maybe a dragon will swoop down and get us.
Perhaps. I have to find my friends.
I'm your friend.
You seem like a nice girl, but I don't remember.
She comes up to you really close and she goes, "What are you talking about?" As intimidating as a 5-year-old could be. Kind of grips your clothing in her two small hands, and she goes, "I'm not enjoying this play."
I'm afraid this isn't a game. I think something very peculiar has happened.
But peculiar? What's that?
Something very strange.
You're the one that's being strange.
My name isn't Claudius.
Yes, it is. You and I have been together forever. We're going to be together forever.
Has anything strange happened lately
Just you.
besides me?
No, it's been the same for as long as I can remember. We have our birthdays coming up.
When is our birthday?
In 2 weeks, we'll be 6. We always celebrate together.
Do I think like a 5-year-old, or am I me?
You're Isaac.
I'm trying to picture my 5-year-old daughter. Who's this girl?
You're Isaac through and through, except for your body, which appears to be a 5-year-old boy. Well, we've assumed it's a boy. You are a boy. You have something that boys are equipped with.
It's very strange.
And Catherine kind of goes back to like, we're not old enough to play that game yet. Mom said that we had to wait. Last time we showed up naked and covered in mud, we both got our butts beat. If we wait when I get older, we can do it again.
Can you take me back to the field?
If you stop acting weird.
I'll try.
Alright. She takes her hand. You guys come back through town again. And as you look at as you go through the center square, you realize there might be some kind of old stone road here or something that goes to the middle of town. She leads you off to this big field again.
Where does that road go?
I don't know. You could ask your father, he's the hunter. Although he usually goes to the forest.
Is this where you found me?
This is where we were. She'll walk over here somewhere. You see this big flattened out area.
I will look to see if there is anything else there.
Crushed flowers and grass. That's it.
Are you familiar with Red Larch?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I guess I just don't feel much like playing today.
You're not any fun. She just kind of starts stomping off back to town, leaving you standing in the middle of the field of flowers.
Kieran, where are you? I need you. This is quite the pickle.
What would you like to do, Isaac? You're standing in the middle of a field of flowers and grass. Catherine, the little girl, has run off. You can see the forest one side, you can see the village on the other. The smells of the flowers are getting to you. You can feel the clothes kind of brush against your skin. All these feelings you've never had before. You close your eyes. And you notice. You can feel yourself sitting on the branch of a tree. As you settle into the sturdy branches of the tree, you can feel a sense of both excitement and serenity wash over you. The elevated position gives you a newfound perspective on the world below. The tree's rough bark against your skin provides a reassuring sense of connection to nature, while the gentle swaying of the branches in the breeze adds subtle rhythmic motion to your perch. The scent of the tree itself is earthy and woody, a comforting aroma that surrounds you. It's a mix of damp moss, sun-warmed bark, and the faintest hint of resin. The scent is the embodiment of the tree's long, storied life, and it envelops you like a warm embrace. As you look from your leafy vantage point, you can detect various other scents carried on the wind. The crisp freshness of the air, tinged with the fragrance of nearby flowers, or the distant scent of a forest, adds depth to the sensory experience. You might catch the aroma of fallen leaves, the sweet perfume of blossoms, or the earthly musk of the forest floor. The feeling of sitting high up in the tree is one of solitude and escape. It's a moment where you are suspended between the earth and sky, removed from the hustle and the bustle of daily life. The swaying of the branches and the distant rustling of leaves create a gentle, soothing rhythm that lulls you into a state of peaceful contemplation. With each breath, you inhale the clean, pure air of the treetops, filling your lungs with the essence of the natural world. It's a place where you can disconnect from the chaos of the world below and find a profound connection with the quiet, ancient wisdom of the tree. You look down at your hands. They're larger, but still the hands of a child. They are more tanned, the palms are rougher. You can hear a girl's voice calling you at the bottom of the tree. It is a voice you recognize. You enjoy its sound. It is something that soothes your feelings. Claude, help me up! You look down, you see a blonde girl, maybe age 10, at the bottom, reaching up to you, waiting for you to reach down to help her up. What would you like to do, Isaac?
Catherine?
Of course it's Catherine, you idiot! Help me up! Come on, reach a little further.
I'll reach down and try to grab her hand.
Grab her hand. She, using you as leverage, scrambles up and sits on the branch next to you. She goes, "Oh, this is great!"
How did I get up here?
You climbed. You're a great tree climber. Because I'm the explorer, you're my assistant, so therefore you lead the way, making sure it's safe for me.
You were just so small.
And she kind of pats herself. I'll get bigger. You know, my mom's one of the biggest in town.
You and I were just in a field.
Oh, yeah, the field's over there. And she points. You can see you're sitting in a tree on the edge of a field. She's kind of swinging the legs. She stands on the branch, jumps up and down a little bit, causing it to kind of sway more. She starts scrambling up higher in the tree. Come on, lazy bones, catch up! Can't let your queen leave you behind.
Queen?
I'm your queen. I'm Catherine the Explorer. You are my servant. Get up here.
I will hop down out of the tree.
As you jump down, you don't quite land right, like a rock or something. You hear this loud snap. And your leg is just in horrible pain, and you start screaming in agony. Catherine quickly scrambles down. Oh, 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 oh! Ha! Oh no! Oh, ah, ah, ah! And tears are just running down your eyes from the pain, and you can look down at your leg, and you can see that it's twisted a bit off. Bone is sticking out. She goes, oh, wait there, I'll be right back. And she immediately runs off through the field of flowers and grass toward the town. More pain than you've ever felt in your life. Feels like your whole leg is on fire. You feel kind of faint, like you're gonna go unconscious or something. It's clear that your leg and maybe knee are broken. What would you like to do, Isaac?
Kieran, are you there? What is this place? I think I will lay down and wait for her to come back.
Several minutes later, she shows up with couple of adults. One of them immediately kind of goes over and looks at your leg. She says, oh, God, how did you make... Oh, hold on. He goes, and he gets a stick and he goes, here, bite on this. Hands it to you. It's going to hurt. You need to bite on this so you don't bite your tongue.
I'll bite it.
He takes your leg and he's like, start pulling it and like trying to put the bone back. And this grating sound as your bone gets pushed back into your leg. And he wraps it up. He goes, you're trying to scream, but the branch between your lips are muffling it a bit. You see Catherine is completely pale and frightened. And then the two men kind of put you in a cloak or cloth of some type, pick you up and then run back to the town. The town is slightly larger. Most of the buildings are the same, but there's just more of them. There's more pens for animals on the side, a little more rural growth and farmland as you're just kind of being bounced in that cloth. You're kind of looking around. The sky is just so blue and clear. They bring you to a building and they kind of rush in and goes, emergency! Claude broke his leg! We need some help! You see this kind of older man wearing kind of priestly robes. He goes, we don't have much. I'll try. And you see him cast some magic on your leg. It feels a little bit better. pain is just immense. She goes, oh, there's no higher level priest. It's like, I did what I can, but he'll be able to walk again, but he might have pain. If he can go all the way to Waterdeep, maybe, they'd probably have to break it to heal it again, but we can't afford that. Well, take him home and tuck him into bed, and just careful. Keep the leg a little elevated, and let me rewrap it a little bit. Kind of rips your pants. You see your skinny, kind of pinkish tan leg there. You can see blood kind of covering the edges of it where the bone had been sticking out. The skin is now whole, but it's still bruised and discolored, and you can see that your knee is not quite right. He wraps it all up, and the two men carry you out. You can see them carrying you to a familiar house. Take you into the back door. See a woman in the kitchen. She looks very familiar, just older. She seems shocked. She goes, Calvin, what happened? I don't know. Catherine said Claude fell out of a tree and he broke something. Come on, let's take him. I'll make some mulled tea for him. Maybe he'll get some sleep. The two men take you to your room. There are more toy soldiers on the dresser. You now have like a small desk with some papers and small writing things around it. The wooden swords in the stand have been replaced with metal ones. You do see kind of a stand-up dresser that wasn't there before. The bed is large enough for an adult. But you're not an adult. You're just a kid. The two men kind of put you in the bed. The one that the woman had called Kevin covers you up. Catherine is crying gently on the side, trying not to be too loud. The other man kind of puts his hand on her shoulder and says, "Oh, we should let him rest." "Okay, Dad. He's going to be okay. I'm sure he'll be fine." And the two of them leave. The man named Kevin kind of looks at you. "Be strong, boy. You'll be all right." Pretty soon, the woman comes in with a cup of something warm. Kevin helps you kind of sit up a little bit. She hands you the cup. He goes, "Go ahead and drink this, and it'll help you sleep, and maybe you'll feel a little better." And Kevin leaves, and the woman kind of sits on the edge of the bed next to you, just kind of holding the cup, waiting for you to take a sip of it.
I will take a sip of it.
Some kind of warm tea. Having a tongue is interesting. You can taste so many more flavors. You can taste a bit of alcohol in the drink. As you drink it, you feel warm, comfortable. You're tucked into a bed with all the covers kind of curled up around you, pillows behind you. A woman gently holding the cup to your lips in front of you.
Why is this happening?
Oh, it's okay, Claude. Accidents happen. I mean, everyone... A lot of people break things. I'm sure you'll be just fine. You know, the priest said he did, Kevin said, your father said that the priest did some healing, so you should be up and about in a couple days. You just, be careful. We warned you about climbing too high in those trees. But, you always follow Catherine and do what she says. I'm sure the two of you will make a fine pair when you get older.
Why am I here?
This is your bed. Where else would you rest?
Something is happening to me, and I can't explain it. I can't understand it.
Accidents happen. I mean,
No,
that's why they're called accidents.
Not the tree. Something else.
What do you mean?
I don't remember climbing the tree. The last thing I remember was standing in a field. But I was smaller.
Oh, you and Catherine have been playing in that field since you were little kids, since the two of you could run. Well, I guess Catherine was running before she ran before she walked. You were always much more steady.
She was a small child. And she left me in the field.
The two of you are still children.
And suddenly I was in the tree.
Well, and she kind of puts her hand on your forehead and she goes, oh, I don't feel fever, but it might be just fever, or I've heard people sometimes have feverish dreams and visions. And she takes the cup and she sets it down on the little nightstand next to your bed. She kind of pulls you down a little bit and so you're a little bit lower in the bed, and that she goes, just take a rest. I'm sure you'll feel better.
Do you remember a time when I was 5 that I didn't feel good and she brought me home, but I didn't know who I was?
Well, although I can't remember every silly game that you guys have played.
She said it was 2 weeks before we both turned 6.
It's 2 weeks before you turn 11.
It's so odd.
I don't remember anything from them, but it's okay, Claude. Just go ahead and take a...
My name isn't Claude.
Oh? You're going to call yourself Catherine's husband already?
I'm Isaac.
Isaac? That's an odd name.
Where's Kieran?
Who's that?
He's my friend.
Well, you have besides Catherine, you have several friends in the school.
No, he's different.
You have a different friend. Don't tell me the druids have been coming out of the forest again.
I would try to explain it to you, but I don't think that you would understand.
You haven't been nipping at the dwarven ale again, have you? Remember last time Catherine talked you into that and the two of you were just throwing up for 3 days. You had some pretty funny visions then too.
When is this? What time is it?
Well, midday.
No, like the year.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask the priest. We don't pay much attention to the years. It's, 2 weeks from summertime.
I want you to remember this day.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Remember that you've broken your leg. It's not. You haven't managed to break anything before this, so I'm pretty sure we'll remember it.
I can't explain it, but something very odd is happening to me.
Yes, you're acting very odd. It's okay. She kind of pats you on the head and she goes, I need to go start making dinner. She departs the room, closes the door behind her, and you can kind of hear noise coming from the kitchen.
Karen, are you here? Could you be? Alright, we'll just lay in bed and stare at the ceiling.
Your leg is still kind of throbbing. It's painful.
Is the pain like pain I felt before?
You've never really broken a limb before, so it's a different kind of pain.
But is the pain of the same? Does it feel like it's the same type? Like the same sensation, but maybe a different intensity?
You don't necessarily remember any pain, this much pain. This is a lot of pain. You don't seem to be as resilient as you might have been before.
I will see if I can fall asleep.
Your eyes are closed. As you step into the immense cave, a rush of cool, damp air greets you immediately. The temperature drop sends a shiver down your spine, a stark contrast to the warmth of the world you left behind. The cave's entrance is shrouded in shadows, and with each step deeper into the cavern, the darkness intensifies. You rely on your other senses to navigate the subterranean world. The first scent that reaches your nostrils is a musty, earthy dampness. It is as if the very essence of the underground has taken form in the air around you. This distinctive aroma is cool and slightly mineral, a reminder of the cave's ancient history and the slow geological process that have shaped it over countless millennia. As you continue your journey, the scent evolves. You detect a faint metallic tang, like the subtle aroma of minerals or iron in the air. It hints at the geological wonders hidden within the cave, the mineral-rich formations that have taken shape over ages. This scent adds an element of intrigue to the experience, a reminder of the powerful natural forces that work deep underground. At certain sections of the cave where moisture has collected, a different scent emerges. It's an earthy, slightly pungent odor, as if the cave itself is exhaling the breath of ancient microorganisms. Mosses and fungi cling to the rocks, their presence adding to the overall ambiance of the cave, a testament to life's ability to thrive even the most challenging of environments. The uneven terrain beneath your feet offers a tactile experience that heightens your awareness. The rough texture of the cave floor, the occasional pebble or small puddle of water, all add to the sense of adventure and exploration. Each step connects you more deeply to the earth itself, a reminder of the natural forces that have shaped this underground realm. As you venture deeper into the cave, the darkness becomes more profound and your footsteps seem to echo and reverberate through the vast space. The cave's acoustics create a symphony of echoes that fill the chamber eerie and mesmerizing, as if the cave itself is whispering its ancient secrets to those who dare to listen. Despite the darkness and the unease it brings, there's an overwhelming feeling of wonder and awe that accompanies your journey. The cave's colossal stalactites and stalagmites reach out like frozen giants, their intricate formations testament to the slow, patient handiwork of nature. The knowledge that you are standing in a place untouched by the outside world, shaped by geological forces beyond your comprehension, fills you with a deep sense of reverence. You look down at your hands. They're larger again, very rough, slightly bleeding from clambering around the caves. Your hands hurt from the dirt and the mud and the wounds. While not an adult, the hands are not far off from adulthood. You hear a girl's voice from behind you. It's a wonderful sound, a familiar sound. A sound you would love to hear forever. What would you like to do, Isaac?
How is my leg?
Your knee hurts. Like an old wound that's never fully healed. You feel someone kind of walk up next to you. See this 15-year-old girl, blonde hair, very cute. Claudius! This is awesome! How did you find this place? It shall be our new kingdom. We'll call it the Deep Cave. This is a perfect, what a perfect place for a hideout. No one would ever find us here. Come on, let's go further in. She's got a torch in her hand. She's kind of pulling you forward.
Catherine?
Yes!
Something is happening.
I know! We found this wonderful cave! Come on, let's go!
I will follow her.
You move further in. There's an underground river that is traversing from one end to the next of this huge cavern area. She goes, I can see something on the other side. Let's go over there.
What is this place?
It's a big cave that we found.
How did we find it?
Well, your father sent you out to go hunting, and you realize you have a bow and a quiver of arrows and a small hatchet and a short sword on your side. She's very similarly dressed. She also has a bow, some arrows. Instead of a hatchet and short sword, though, she's carrying a long sword. She says, I can see over here. We can get across over here. Come on, let's go. Oh, this is so awesome.
Wait a minute.
Don't be a fraidy cat now. How are we supposed to be the exploring duo if we don't go forth? You can't see in the dark. The only light is from the torch that she's carrying.
That she's carrying? I will follow her then.
She goes off to one side, and you can see kind of a ledge wide enough to walk on, if you're careful. The water, you can smell it. It's clean. It's clear. In fact, she bends over and takes a sip. She goes, oh, this is mountain water. This is so good.
Is it like an underground lake? Is that what you said?
It's a river.
River?
Maybe 25, 30 feet across. Not moving very rapidly, but fast enough where you can see, or you can't see very far from, you can't see the other end of the cavern, but the cavern, one side you went to, you can see that basically it flows through the cavern. So there's some exit in the wall that it's going through, and it's coming from some other end. And what she spotted was like a ledge that goes along the side. It's not very wide, but it's wide enough for the two of you to walk on. She starts pulling you across the ledge. You get to that side. And you start walking. She's walking to the edge to see if there's another entrance. And you can see almost like there's like little islands or outlets in the middle of the river at different points. Just kind of covered in different lichen and underground plants and stuff. She finally comes to an entrance and comes through it. And then there's this giant, sparkly cave. The light from her torch is reflected. There's a little bit of light from the lichen. It's huge. 80, 90 feet, maybe 50, 60 feet tall. It's immense. And there's like, as you go on and kind of traverse around, there's like a little passageway to the north, and she's kind of wandering around. She's picking up rock, sparkly things. She goes, "This would make a great hidden base. When we're ready to take over the world, this is where we should make our base."
Catherine, something very strange is occurring to me.
You know, we're almost old enough to get married. You gotta keep that thing in your pants.
No. I misunderstand.
Well, don't say something weird. Particularly to a young girl like myself in a dark room. She kind of gives you a little wink.
I'm not sure what to say.
From all the walking, your knee, it was your right knee, has continued to pain you.
My knee is hurting.
Well, yeah, you broke it. We've never had no one's ever had the money to get it fixed properly.
That just happened.
No, it's like 5 years ago it happened.
That happened like an hour ago.
Silly boy. Now, you weren't quite as nimble as I. She holds her hands out, which are wearing gloves, so her hands aren't bloody. She goes, "You did slip on the cliff on the way up here a little bit, because you're getting clumsier in your old age."
Catherine, I'm not who you think I am.
Oh, you're going to be mysterious on me?
My name isn't Claudius.
Oh, you're going to make a new name for yourself. That's great. We can have secret undercover names. Just like all those spies and stuff. Oh, cool. What's your new name?
Isaac.
Isaac. That's short to remember. What should I call myself? I kind of like Catherine, though. I don't want to change my name. Catherine the Conqueror. Catherine the Explorer. We need to explore. I want to go everywhere in the world. I want to see all the sights.
I need you to remember this conversation. I'm experiencing some sort of time skip.
Time skip? That's kind of an odd combination of things to say. How do you skip time? Is that like throwing a rock across a river?
I think so. The last thing that I remember was I had fallen out of the tree and they had brought me back to my house and I was laying in my bed.
Well, you did fall out of the tree, and I remember You're in pain for like weeks and your knee still gives you problems.
But that just happened.
That was a long time ago.
Before that, you and I were small children. I woke up in a field.
She walks up to you and kind of gives you a hug and she goes, we've been together since we were little kids. We'll always be together.
Is it 2 weeks before our birthday?
Yeah, it is.
Every time. It's been 2 weeks before our birthday. The tree was 5 years ago to the day.
I don't know that.
Aren't we 15?
We are. It's the first time your fathers trusted us to go this far into the forest. We had to kind of avoid some of the dwarven guys because they're like all over the place.
Am I... the dwarves? What dwarves?
There are dwarves all over the valley. Then there's a big settlement of dwarves north of here. I mean, we're right on the edge of the Sword Mountains.
Am I acting funny to you?
You're always a little funny, Claude.
But am I particularly odd now?
You're speaking kind of funny. I mean, you've always been trying to be a dictionary reader and improve your vocabularies. I learned that one from you. But, you know, on the tests, you never do better than me. You're always number 2.
Have I ever said that my name is Isaac?
No. That's a new one. I mean, I did say that we should make this cave our secret base. Kind of a...
Have I ever talked about my friend Kieran?
You don't have a friend Kieran.
But have I ever claimed to have a friend named Kieran?
No. Is being this deep in the cave... I mean, we've gone spelunking before. Why are you acting weird this time?
You have to understand that something very strange is happening from my perspective. I'm trying to see if these episodes are connected.
Well, we've always been connected. Our parents think we're connected at the hip. She kind of bumps hips. She goes, maybe in a few years we will be.
I need you to do me a favor. I need you to remember this conversation.
Remember this conversation.
Remember that I am Isaac, and I have a friend named Kieran.
Okay. Are these code words for something?
They're not code words, they just... I need to know if I skip forward again, you will remember this conversation.
I'll try. Although I've always had a much better memory than you have. That's why I have to stick with you to take care of you. If I don't take care of you, who knows what will happen to you?
Please humor me. Why did we come down here again?
Well, we were hunting and I thought it might be a good idea to explore a little bit. And we saw kind of the shadows under a cliff, and so we came over here.
Where is this cave?
Well, it's on the southern part of the Sword Mountains. I mean, we're about 5 days from town.
5 days.
Well, I mean, we might have gone slow. So if we were in a hurry, we might probably get back faster. But I mean, we had to skirt around the dwarven fortress. We want the dwarves to mess up our fun. And avoid the druids, and they always ruin the fun. They don't like people hunting in their forest.
Druids can be kind of sticklers for rules.
Well, they're all sanctimonious anyway. I mean, they make their own rules up and then change them on a whim. I mean, they claim on this whole balance thing and then they violate it themselves. They're a bunch of hypocrites. Every druid we've met has been a hypocrite.
I want to try to make the bell sound again with prestidigitation.
I have no magic.
Very peculiar. I had a group of friends, and we were exploring a mystery of strange weather. Are you familiar with Red Larch?
Yeah, it's a village that's several days south of ours. It's slightly larger.
I think I need to go there.
Okay. Why do you need Red Larch? I mean, there's not much there.
I need to see if my friends are there, or if there's... Are they to leave? This whole time skip thing is really unsettling. Have you ever heard of strange weather in the valley?
No, it's been pretty normal.
Do you know what year it is?
It's one.
Is it like Charlie Brown?
No, so when she starts saying something just it's like interference.
Yeah, like Charlie Brown. Like wah 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 wah.
Kind of, I guess.
Okay, that was very strange. Can we try to go to Red Larch?
Sure. First, we have to finish our hunting, and then as long as we bring some stuff back, I'm sure they'll let us go.
How far is that from here?
Which?
Or from our village?
Red Larch is 2 or 3 days, depending how fast we go. We have to go through the hills. The long road is usually not a bad trip. Just have to be careful of the orcs and trolls, though. I heard there's been a bunch of invasions, a bunch of stuff. I mean, they said some of the dwarven holds on the east side of the hills have been taken out. So a lot of people have been kind of scared about what's going on. I mean, we're talking about we may have to leave the village if it keeps going on bad enough. We may have to move up the Tribor or something. Same Red Larch is having the same issues. The dwarves have been building kind of fortifications in many different places to try to defend against it.
Was there something particular that we came down here for?
Well, we're hunting because
No, into the cave specifically.
because it looked cool. So we saw kind of the shadows in the cliff, and we thought it'd be kind of nice to explore it.
Okay. I have to think about some things, but I will follow you.
You always do. So she starts taking things out of her backpack, setting up a small camp. Some stones, gathering stones from around the cavern, setting up a little campfire. Seems somewhat familiar, comforting. Set up a pot, throws some meats and vegetables in there, and starts making like a little stew. Every once in a while, she'll kind of look at you and smile. So why don't you see if you can find some tubers or something we can throw in here too? You could bring back some mushrooms, but I don't know if I can trust you on not finding poisonous ones. So if you can think you can find some non-poisonous mushrooms, those would be great.
I can't see in the dark.
Take a torch out of your backpack. That's why we brought them.
Okay, I will take a torch out of my backpack.
You can light it on the fire that she's made.
Where would I find tubers?
Well, I mean, we saw some mushrooms back toward the river, and there's a dark area up there, so there might be another room up there. Just be careful. You don't want to go break in your other leg. Because I'm not going to drag you back. Okay, I probably would drag you back, but that's what it'd be. It'd be me dragging you back, and I don't want to be doing that. You're getting kind of large for me to drag you back.
I'm not sure if I should leave you alone here.
What's here? I've got my sword. She pulls out her long sword. You've not beaten me yet.
But what if you fall into the river?
I'm in the middle of a big cavern. The river's in the other cavern. I'm in this big cavern. How am I going to fall in the river? I guess you could fall in the river. Do you want me to go with you?
I just feel like we should stay together.
Oh, that's awfully sweet. All right. Let me bank the fire a little bit, take the pot off, and I'll go with you, and we can hunt around for something to add to our stew. She kind of pats you on the head and rubs your hair a little bit, and you realize that she's nearly as tall as you are. She kind of puts the pot aside, kind of banks the thing so it's like it's not going to burn down too much but still be there. Alright, you guys head off into the cavern. You see, you come to there's like another kind of cliff area, like 20 feet high. She goes, wow, I wonder what's up there. She goes, here, hands you the torch, and she starts clambering up. It's not a difficult climb, but it's not an easy climb, but she seems to be able to clamber up fairly easily to the top. She goes, come on!
I will try to climb up after her.
It's a little more difficult for you. Your knee doesn't hurts. It hurts a lot. It's hard putting a lot of weight on it, and you eventually make your way to the top. There's like a little area. It's like a 30 or 40 by 40 foot area here. Just kind of you can kind of see into the cavern. You're 20 feet high. You can hold the torch up. You can kind of see oh, off in the side over here, there's like another one. And then there's like the passageway you guys came from, and the light's kind of glittering. You can kind of see, oh, looks like there might be some entrance over there somewhere. She's just rooting around, picks up a couple mushrooms here and there, and puts them in her bag. She's, all right, well, not a lot here. Maybe there's more elsewhere. She's looking. She goes, oh, look. Kind of like, she picks up, almost looks like gems. Oh, these are worth anything. They're like, well, the rocks, some kind of gem pieces in them, they kind of fell off the thing. She's like, I wonder if these are real. I wonder what they are. Well, I'll take them home. And she puts them in her pouch. And all right, let's go. And she kind of works her way back down the cliff face. Are you coming?
Yeah, I'll be. I'm right behind you.
Start scrambling down. The rock in your hand just starts crumbling. You start sliding down the rest of the way. You close your eyes. And you stand at the edge of a vast enchanting forest, where towering ancient trees create a natural cathedral-like atmosphere. The dappled sunlight filters through the lush canopy above, casting a gentle ethereal glow on the scene before you. You are attending an outdoor wedding, a grand celebration of love and unity. The ceremony is set amidst the splendor of nature, in a clearing adorned with wildflowers and garlands of ivory. The forest provides a breathtaking backdrop, with its towering trees adorned with ribbons and flowers, creating a sense of mystical enchantment. The bride, dressed in a flowing ivory gown with intricate lace details, walks gracefully down her aisle. Her path is scattered with petals as she carries a bouquet of vibrant, hand-picked wildflowers. Her radiant smile is framed by a delicate veil that dances in the soft breeze. You are resplendent in a finely tailored suit of rich, deep colors, awaiting her beneath a rustic wooden archway adorned with fragrant herbs and roses. Guests dressed in their best attire fill the surrounding area. They sit on wooden benches and cushions, their eyes fixed on the two of you. The air is filled with the sound of laughter and joyful chatter, creating a warm and festive atmosphere. Children carrying baskets of petals and elders bestowing blessings upon the couple. Families and friends join to create a sense of unity, emphasizing the importance of community in this wedding. As the ceremony unfolds, a gentle melodic tune is played by musicians hidden among the trees. The music fills the forest, echoing the love and commitment shared by the couple. Birds sing their own harmonious melodies, adding a natural symphony to the occasion. After the vows are exchanged, you and the girl seal their commitment with a kiss. The celebration continues with a lavish feast set on long wooden tables adorned with candles and wildflower centerpieces. The food is from the animals gathered from the forest, hearty and rich, and are served family style, fostering a sense of togetherness amongst the guests. As the sun sets, the forest comes alive with the soft glow of lanterns and fairy lights hanging from the trees. Dancing begins under the starry medieval sky, and guests twirl and laugh, celebrating the union of two souls in a timeless setting of love and community. You look down. Your hands are those of a young adult. They are firm, slightly scarred, heavily tanned, and strong. You hear a woman's voice next to you, a voice you have lived your entire life for, a voice that fills you with the happiness that is never ending. What would you like to do, Isaac?
guessing it's Catherine.
Beautiful blonde young woman.
Where are we?
Edge of a forest, or kind of inside the edge of a forest.
Are we like alone?
Oh no, they're like.
Are we like mid ceremony?
No. Like... It's the end of the ceremony. You guys, people are already eating. They're feasting and dancing. The two of you are kind of standing on the side, holding hands, kind of looking at members of the village. You see the person who you think is her father, kind of dancing haphazardly with a large woman. You see the woman that's supposed to be your mother and your father also dancing. Your father seems to be drinking quite heavily. All of them have aged a fair amount. There's lots of new people you've not seen before, a lot of unfamiliar people. There's a lot more children than there were before. What would you like to do?
Catherine.
Yes, honey.
I think it's happened again.
What's happened again? Is your knee bothering you?
Is my knee bothering me?
You've been standing on it for a while. Your feet hurt a little bit, and your knee still aches from the time that you broke it when you were age 10.
My knee does hurt.
Well, we'll get off. We've got our own house now. We don't have to hide in that cave anymore.
Do you remember the conversation that we had in that cave the first time?
When you express your undying love for me, and you're going to help me explore the world.
The first time the day that we discovered that cave.
I remember.
We made a lot of money on selling those gems. They're worth so much. So we can pay for this. It'll be a great start for our own business. We've only been back a few times, but it's worth a lot of money. I'm so excited. We can finally leave this place behind. We can go to Waterdeep and get your leg fixed.
Do you remember the time skip?
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you remember the time that I said I was Isaac?
Is that going to be your new pet bedroom name? I can call you Isaac in the bedroom if you like. Although may have already done that. You've never asked me to call you Isaac before.
Have I ever mentioned my friend Kieran?
You don't have any friend named Kieran. Even when your cousins visited, there's nothing even close to that name.
It's our birthday 2 weeks from now.
Of course. We'll be 21.
Oh, something strange is happening.
Oh, we're married. Our parents are hoping they have grandchildren soon, but we can practice a lot. Doesn't mean that we need to have them right away. We still need to explore. And we need to get your knee fixed so you quit hurting, so you can finally keep up with me. You're getting kind of slow there.
Well, that is your fault.
How is it my fault?
You were the one who wanted to climb higher in the tree.
It's not like I pushed you off. You're the one that suddenly just fell off the branch. You've always been kind of clumsy. You've been better with your hands than you are with everything else. You should just leave the guarding and fighting to me. You're okay with the bow, but you've never been very good with the sword. Maybe you should find a new weapon.
tell me, what else is happening?
We got married. I mean, the town's gotten bigger. The dwarves were able to fight back the orcs and the trolls, although they've lost more of their fortifications in the east. I mean, they were able to get peace declared, so our wedding was kind of a celebration. We had to hold it off for a couple of years because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to stay here.
It seems like just yesterday we were little kids running through a field.
She kind of pats you. Just, you're not that old yet.
I'm sorry if I seem a bit strange. I just have a very...
We have a long life together, so we'll all be a little strange sometimes.
I remember we were in the cave and we were climbing down and I was slipping.
You are clumsy. As you're standing there, and you're looking around, you see kind of a bright orange light kind of start appearing in different places. The village is at a distance. As you look at it, other people begin kind of noticing it as well.
Are there multiple lights or is just one?
No, multiple. It's like here, there. As the wind blows, you can smell kind of the burning embers of wood. Panic starts occurring amongst the guests as they all start running toward the village. Catherine goes, "Looks like the town's on fire! We gotta go!" Starts pulling you toward the village.
I'll fall.
As you get closer, you hear some screams. You hear some guttural voices. You see figures moving in kind of the shadows of the town. Almost every building has caught fire. Most of the people kind of stop outside, kind of looking in. You see this large figure moving between the buildings. 10, 12 feet tall, grotesque face, form. And you see smaller men, looks like men, but even they are big, 7 feet tall, big and bulky, green, covered, and carrying weapons, chasing people around, chopping them down. The large figure, several of the other smaller ones, have noticed the crowd that is gathered on the edge of town. You hear more laughing, more guttural talking back and forth as many of them surge forward towards you. What do you want to do?
I look at Catherine and I tell her we have to run.
She we need to get our. Well, it's like, where's mom and dad? And you can look around and you see your parents and her parents are kind of running off to the house. We need to go to the house and get our stuff.
Stuff is stuff.
It's our weapons and everything else. Many of the guests have pulled short swords and daggers out of wherever they had them and begin trying to defend themselves against the orcs, but many of them are being chopped and cut down. Catherine starts dragging you off to the side. Come on, we have to go before they see us. And she's ripped off the bottom part of her dress so she can move more quickly. She's dragging you along.
Go with her.
You see kind of a smaller house set back from the other two. She takes you in there. She starts rummaging through opening cases and she gets some leather armor. She throws it at you and she's just throwing off her clothes and trying to put on her kind of leather clothes and leather armor. Come on, hurry, get it on, get dressed. We have to go.
I will do my best to put it on.
You can hear screams of men, women, and children outside. Horrifying screams, guttural laughs, the crunch of timbers as houses fall from being burned. When she sees that you're not quite moving as fast as you could, she starts helping you strap up your leather armor. She gets a belt, puts it on you, has your pair of short swords on it. She's got her long sword. She hands you a bow. She grabs hers. Come on, let's get mom and dad. And as you step out of the house, you see a group of the orcs in front of each of your parents' houses. The houses are on fire. You see the parents have been dragged out. Your mom by her hair, an orc just pulling her along as she's screaming. You see your father being dragged by one leg. Looks like an arm's been chopped off. He's bleeding but not dead. You see her parents. The father's kind of burned and on the side. The mom's on the ground as an orc takes an axe and just chops it up and down on her. You see the large, horrible-looking creature look around, start sniffing. He's got just a leg in his hand. He's munching on it. It's not an orc. It's some creature you don't know. Catherine seems frozen, kind of staring. Her parents are dead. Your parents are nearly dead. What would you like to do?
I want to take out the bow and shoot the one that is dragging my mother.
Take a big sharp back. Shot right in the eye. Falls down. The other orcs and the large troll all look at you. One of the other orcs kind of looks down on the one that fell down. They just abandon your father. The orcs start running towards you. The troll right behind.
I look at Catherine and I tell her to run.
We both have to run. Let's
Split up.
No! We never split up. Must stay together. And she starts pulling you off to the side.
We'll see if I can get off another shot while we're going to the side.
Okay. Who are you going to shoot?
The closest one.
Shot goes off. Hit him on the shoulder. Doesn't seem to slow him down much. They're moving pretty fast. Your knee is just giving you a lot of pain. You're stumbling. Catherine's dragging you. She's sobbing. She's pulling you. And you fall to the ground. Your face into the dirt. Your eyes are closed. Your partner's deep, measured breaths punctuate the air. Each exhale, each inhale and exhale are a testament to the strength and determination, and the sound resonates with a sense of shared effort and resilience. The healers' voices weave through the room, a symphony of guidance and support. Their calm, reassuring tones serve as a lifeline, helping you navigate the emotional intensity of the moment. Then it happens. The unmistakable cry of your son. It is a powerful, raw sound that fills the room with life and promise. The first cry pierces your heart, and tears of joy well up in your eyes. There's a faint aroma of sweat in the air, both from your own anxiety and your partner's exertion. It is the scent of hard work and the physical and emotional labor required to bring your child into this world. As your son takes his first breaths, there is a subtle, unique scent in the air, the fragrance of new life. It's an aroma that embodies innocence and hope, a testament to the miracle happening right before your eyes. Witnessing your son's birth floods your heart with a love that is boundless and profound. It's a love that swells within you, filling every fiber of your being as you hold your partner's hand and share in this miracle. Amidst the love, you feel a vulnerability that humbles you. You recognize the fragility of this new life and the immense responsibility of parenthood that lies ahead. It is a realization that tugs at your heartstrings. You feel a deep, unbreakable connection with your partner who is going through this transformative experience with you. The two of you are united in this moment, sharing the beauty and intensity of childbirth as it strengthens the bond between you. As you look down at your hands, they are larger than the hands of a man, a fully grown man. They are tanned, scarred, and strong. The hands of someone who will make a mark on this world. You hear a woman's voice calling to you from the bed. What do you want to do, Isaac?
I look over at her.
It's Catherine. A little older, tiny crow's feet. She looks proud. She's holding the boy to her chest, trying to feed him. She's a little weak. She's gripping your hand. Your knee hurts. But it's a pain that is worthwhile. As you stand there, seeing this little bloody child being held in Catherine's arms. The child's crystal blue eyes look up at you and Catherine. Small whimpering noises come from it. You can see around the room there are a couple midwives, a priest. They're kind of cleaning things up. The midwives are kind of helping your wife, kind of bundling her up as well. The birth is over. You have a son. What do you want to do, Isaac?
I'd like to go over and look at him.
Small, scrawny. You've never seen a baby before. Not newly born. It's wrinkled. It's pink. The midwives are over trying to help clean up the baby as Catherine tries to get it to latch on to her breast. She seems tired and exhausted, but so happy. She can't quit smiling at everyone. She also has not let go of your hand, gripping you tightly.
Life can be so strange.
We did it, honey. We have our lives. We have our son. We have to take care of him. We can explore the world together. The three of us now.
How much, from my perspective, does it feel like as time has passed? Like, how much time since all of this started does it feel like for me? Does it feel like just a few hours, or like undetermined?
You
Or
can't measure it. All the time has been seamless. All the time has been contiguous for you. I mean, it's all been one thing after the other, but the emotions inside of you you are feeling them at that moment.
you're like, what, you're gonna make me cry?
We haven't seen anything yet. Yes, I mean, these are all the things. Isaac is feeling all of these things. You know, they kind of built up into you to this point. Go make Devin cry.
What is his name?
We agree, we'll call him Alexander.
It's beautiful.
Isn't he? If only our parents could have seen him.
I'm proud of you.
It's both of us.
I'll gently kind of touch your hair.
Even with all the sweat and the labor, and it's still soft, silky soft, blonde, long. It's a gentle feel.
I'd like to find a chair or something that I can just sit in and watch them.
There's one on the side of the room.
I'll pull it up close to them.
At some point, one of the midwives will come over and say, "It was a great birth. You have a strong wife. No complications. Couldn't have gone any better. Didn't even need the priest. You should be proud."
I am.
I'm sure you'll be good parents. Catherine seems to have gotten a little weak. She kind of lets go of your hand a little bit. You can see her struggling to stay awake. One of the midwives takes the boy, hands him to you. We should let her rest. It's been a long birth.
Agreed.
The boy swaddled up with his bright blue eyes staring up at you. A little bit of dried milk on his lips. Kind of also struggling to stay awake. Making little baby mewling noises. Shifts a little bit. And you hear a soft snore come from it as it too falls asleep. You're sitting in the chair next to Catherine. Seem to be the midwives will finally clean up, leave the room. Seems to be some kind of servant girl or something in the room with you, just waiting. Another one comes in the room, brings you a cup of tea, and sets it down next to the table next to you. She goes, "If you need anything, sir, just let us know. Let us know when Madam wakes up and we'll come help take care of her."
Okay, thank you.
The one leaves, and one kind of sits in the corner, kind of waiting in case you need anything. "Sir, would you like us to bring you some food? You've been sitting here for quite a while."
No, I think I'm okay.
"Very good, sir."
If you don't mind, I think I'm just gonna sit here and just enjoy the moment.
"Very good, sir. I'll be here in the corner. If you need anything, just let me know." Your eyes are closed.
Before we
Okay.
continue, can we go potty?
Well, I was going to stop right there and take a break.
Okay, perfect. Dang, this is really good.